to the Talent Optimization Podcast, the go-to podcast for CEOs and HR professionals wanting to bridge the gap between the strategy and tactical implementation of talent optimization within their organizations. Through interviews, predictive index, and personal experience, your host, Traci Scherck, helps you discover the facets of talent optimization from both a CEO and HR perspective to truly create the dream team for your organization. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Welcome to the Talent Optimization Podcast. We are chatting about gratitude today. It is November, and November is the month of Thanksgiving here in the US. And there's so much gratitude that we have to share for each other and others as we have gone through this year and over the course of our lifetime. So with that, my name is Traci Scherck, and I'm the Chief Talent Officer here at Elevated Talent Consulting. So first and foremost, I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here with us week after week, listening to our podcast. I want to thank you for the impact that you are making inside of your organizations every day and what you are doing to give back to your people and ensure that they have that fulfilling career that they dream of based on how you lead them, which is so often leading them the way that they need to be led. And that keeps them engaged in their work. So with that, last month, we talked about quiet quitting, and specifically with quiet quitting, how we quit on ourselves, right? So often we quit on ourselves in our jobs, in our relationships, in our families, in all the different things. And really just encouraging you to say, hey, don't quit on yourself. What are the goals that you have? And showing yourself gratitude and grace when you go through and get those key things done, right? Because so often we show gratitude for everyone else, but we forget to fill up our own cup first. And so I just want you to give that gratitude to yourself for being here, for doing the work every day, for jumping out of bed and doing those key things, because there's so much gratitude that we owe ourselves that we don't do. And that's a lot of times why we end up quitting on ourselves. So we also talked last month about how we create these nudges and these patterns so that we can continue to do those good things that we want to do. And so often that is pairing something that we want to do with something that we are already doing, right? So let's do something really simple. When you brush your teeth in the morning and you're staring in the mirror, just say, hey, thank you for showing up today. That is a key way of showing gratitude to yourself to set your day up for success. And that gets you into that gratitude mindset of, okay, I'm going to thank myself first as I'm brushing my teeth. It's something that I'm already doing every day, every morning. At least I hope you are. Otherwise, that's stinky breath, right? And teeth that are not clean and white. But that's one way to do that. And you can then start to share and show that gratitude, because guess what? It does impact and it does filter through your entire team. And so with that, that's one of those things that we definitely want to do. You can have goals around this as well. But I tend to say, hey, let's do this simply. Let's look at, if I want to start a new habit, let's attach it to a habit that I'm already doing until it becomes a habit, then I can start a new habit. So every morning, hey, Traci, thank you so much for showing up today as I brush my teeth. That's a great habit to get started with. And then the culture is really, really important. Do you have that culture of gratitude at work? When you walk in the office, do you thank someone as you're walking by? Hey, thanks for the great smile to the person at the receptionist desk as you're walking in, or just kind of the wave as you're getting coffee and thanking whoever made the coffee that morning. It goes a long way. So with that, again, thank you so much for listening today. Now let's get into some meat and potatoes. Let's just jump into the psychology of gratitude, so to say, right? So in the psychology of gratitude, there's 3 types of gratitude. So there's gratitude as an affective trait, meaning one's overall tendency to have a grateful disposition. A mood is another one. So these are the daily fluctuations in overall gratitude, and an emotion, which is a temporary feeling of gratitude that one may feel after receiving a gift or a favor, right? So let's look at these things. So we can have individuals that are overall grateful. They're grateful for everything. We have individuals that gratitude is a mood that they're in. And then we have gratitude as an emotion, meaning, hey, it's temporary. It only comes after the fact, right? So I'm curious. I just want you to think about that. For you, is gratitude a trait? Is it a mood or is it an emotion? Because when you can define what that is, you can say, okay, what do I want it to be? Because we always have a choice. And that's what is so, so beautiful is we always have a choice. We are who we are, and we also are what we make ourselves be by being self-aware of our situations. And that is what makes us a great leader. And so knowing we're created perfectly the way we are, and we have the ability to step in. So, one of the quotes that I love here is it is saying that gratitude is vital for maintaining a society based on goodwill. So guess what? We have to have that gratitude in order to have goodwill in what we are doing, right? So just something to note there. So when we look inside of our organization, there's many different ways we can show appreciation. And one of the things that I do want to talk about is guess why people leave work. So there was an Inc. study that was done that essentially stated that 79% of employees quit because they're not appreciated. And guess what? There's 4 key things that you can try before individuals say goodbye, right? You want to make sure that we are serving those individuals that we're working with. We want to exceed expectations. We want to view the world from their eyes. We want to put ourselves in their shoes, right? What are their goals and how can we help them to achieve them? And we want to appreciate them. Those are key ways that we can retain employees, right? And guess what appreciation is? Appreciation is gratitude. And so if we think about how we show gratitude at work, every single one of us is going to show gratitude and appreciation differently. And we want to have that shown differently to us. So we talk a lot here about predictive index and what that specifically looks like. Yet at the same time, there's several different ways we can be appreciated and show appreciation at work. And so there is a great book. So I'm sure you've heard of the love languages, right? But there's the languages of appreciation at work. And it's not just what you say, it's how you say it that matters. And so with that, when we show appreciation at work, some folks want it publicly. Some folks want you to actually help them. They want you to sit down and say, hey, what do you need? And if they say, hey, I'm putting together 552 copies, and you say, great. You grab a stack and you stand by them and you help them. That is how you show appreciation for the work that they're doing. And we've seen story after story of great leaders doing things like standing in a guard stand on Christmas Day because the guard that was there had a family and the leader did not. So the leader stepped in because that is how they showed appreciation for their staff and what was most important to them. So when we think about what our staff need, it's so important to know how do they show appreciation and how do they want to be appreciated? That can take us so far in what we're doing. With that, these daily gratitudes can be super helpful in how we do that and what specifically we do. So as we close out today, again, today is short and sweet because I'm so grateful for you and you're listening to us and with us every single week. Our actionable takeaway for our executives listening in is thank your staff for doing their job. And that may not just be a thank you. That may be going and sitting next to them and doing something with them that may seem mundane based on the position that you are in. Yet it's going to show them so much appreciation because you're willing to stand by their side with them. And guess what? You're going to get to know them. And that's going to mean more to them than probably anything else. So for our HR listeners, what is the culture of your organization that builds that gratitude? You want to start this at the interview process and take it all the way through to happy alumni. And please listen in this month as we chat with staff about what it is that makes gratitude so important to them. And if you're going, I don't even know where to begin with this whole culture of gratitude thing, we do have a keynote and a workshop. We'll link that in the speaker page. But most importantly, thank you so much for being with us. And we will see you next week as we chat with Katie about how she has implemented and shown gratitude to staff, to peers, and to leaders inside of her organization. Thanks so much.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Talent Optimization Podcast. You'll find more tools and resources for CEOs and HR professionals looking to bridge the strategies versus implementation gap of talent optimization at elevatedtalentconsulting.com. We've also created a free, valuable resource for you to begin bridging the gap called the Talent Optimization Foundation Membership Program. You can access it for free at elevatedtalentconsulting.com/foundation. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode to learn more about talent optimization and creating a dream team for your organization.